The Myriad Dawn broke orbit, flames licking across its hull. Captain Logan Carter stood on the bridge, fists clenched. Admiral Voss had lied. Earth wasn't a myth. It existed, and they were kept from it for generations. "They knew," Carter whispered. "They kept it hidden." Behind him, the crew watched transmissions of the Unity fleet turning away, leaving Carter's expedition branded rogue. "They betrayed the Accord," said Talia Wynn, the ship's xenotech. Carter turned to the stars, jaw tight. "Then we forge truth in exile." A storm of fire and steel blazed behind them. The chase had begun. Carter tapped the console. "Plot a course to Sol. No more myths. We find Earth. We find us." The ship surged forward, shadowed by ghost fleets and whispers of forgotten war. Somewhere in the void, an ancient machine waited, alive and dreaming. The Myriad Dawn dropped from FTL near the ghost sector labeled Sigma Null. Derelicts floated like tombstones, their hulls etched with human symbols long erased from galactic memory. "These are earthbound designs," whispered Talia, scanning. "Carbon layers show 30 millennia of decay." Logan moved through the dark wrecks in a shuttle, floodlights painting over battered hulls and faded words. Genesis class, Echelon 1. Each name stung like an echo. "They were here," Logan muttered, brushing a frozen insignia. "A burning tree." And someone didn't want them remembered. A beacon pulsed faintly from the heart of the graveyard. Talia gasped. "It's broadcasting coordinates to Sol." Static bled through the bridge speakers, a voice fragmented. "Seed, complete. Test, initiated." Logan's blood chilled. This wasn't a dead end. It was a trail, a breadcrumb left by ghosts, and it had just come alive. As the Myriad Dawn approached the Sol system, sensors went blind. Shields flared without warning. "EMP wave. Origin. Earth," cried Talia. The crew stared at the planet, no longer blue, but a lattice of luminous strands wrapping its surface like veins of light. Logan stepped forward. "That's not a planet. That's machinery." The ship trembled as a pulse synchronized with the crew's biosignatures. "It's scanning us," whispered Dr. Ivan, the bioarchaeologist. A hologram flickered alive. Earth, unfolding layer by layer like a flower blooming. "This world's been growing," Talia said. "It's a seed, a machine designed to evolve sentient life." Logan's voice cracked. "And we're the result." The silence that followed was heavy and sacred. Earth had not been lost. It had been waiting, not for pilgrims, but for its children to return and activate the next phase. "Then let's wake it," Carter said. Descending in the Myriad Dawn's planetary craft, Logan and his team pierced the upper lattice of Earth's artificial shell. Below, not tectonic plates, but layered data vaults and glowing infrastructure. They landed at Site Aegis, an obsidian spire erupting from a sea of crystallized soil. "Heartbeat detected beneath," Talia said. "Something's alive." A hatch opened without command. The air was breathable, too breathable. The walls hummed with whispers, voices not spoken but projected into minds. "They're not words," said Ivan, sweating. "They're memories." As Logan touched the core interface, his vision blurred millions of years compressed into flashes. "Earth wasn't made to hold us," he gasped. "It was made to shape us." The ground trembled. Something stirred in the depths. "It's waking," said Talia. "But it's not just Earth. There's more." Data scrolled in alien glyphs. A new name formed on screen. Project Galaxy Frame. Above orbit, the stars burned anew. The Unity Council's fleet had arrived, 50 dreadnoughts forming a blockade. "They tracked us," Logan growled. "This was never about myth. They were afraid of the truth." Counselor Wren's voice echoed through comms. "Stand down. Earth is under containment. Any further action is treason." Logan muted the channel. Earth's not theirs to seal. Talia's screen flashed red. They're charging primary weapons. From below, the planet answered. A golden shield projected from the lattice enveloped the myriad dawn and Earth's surface. It's protecting us, Ivan breathed. Earth had chosen. Logan stood firm, facing the storm of fire and steel above. Prepare to return fire. No more hiding. We are not myths. We are the next phase. As the first salvo hit the shield, Earth responded, not with warheads, but with a message. A star map illuminating every seed world in the galaxy. The bridge dimmed as Earth's interface flooded the myriad dawn with data. Star charts, millions of them, streamed across every screen, showing systems marked in ancient glyphs. These are coordinates, said Talia. Thousands of worlds, all seeded. Ivan stared in awe. It's not just Earth. Humanity planted machines across the galaxy. Each world a stage in some grand evolution. The ship shook. Council vessels repositioning, shouted Helm. Logan clenched the railing. They don't want this spreading. Talia isolated a signal among the maps, a core command labeled Phase Omega. It's not just a message, it's a directive. This entire galaxy is a test bed. Logan turned. We're not just explorers, we're catalysts. A council ship fired a warning shot. Logan's voice was calm. Transmit the map to every channel. Let the galaxy see what we were denied. Above, the stars lit with awakening beacons. The first beam from a council dreadnought struck Earth's shield, flaring against its golden shell. They're targeting the seed lattice, said Talia, trying to disable the core. Logan activated battle stations. We hold until the transmission completes. Fighter drones launched from the myriad dawn, weaving between beams of ionized fire. Earth responded again, not with weapons but through atmosphere manipulation. Lightning danced from sky to orbit, crashing into attacking vessels. The planet's defending itself, said Ivan. It's aware. Logan's calm flared. Unknown vessel inbound. Human signature, approaching from Mars. The display revealed a black ship, scarred with time, its design older than anything on record. That's not Unity tech, Talia whispered. The mystery ship opened a tight beam channel. A voice, synthetic and familiar. Designation Carter confirmed, initiating reunion protocol. Logan's chest tightened. What the hell is happening? Earth, it seemed, wasn't done yet. The ancient vessel docked with the myriad dawn, its hull marked with one word, Helix. Logan entered cautiously, Talia and Ivan close behind. Inside, they found suspended cryopods, empty. At the center stood a console emitting faint blue light. Biometric sync detected, it intoned. Logan reached forward. The console pulsed. Welcome, the lineage of Carter. Project Origin is now complete, activating memory core. Images filled the chamber. Earth's construction, seeded stars, AI-guided evolution. Talia stepped back, pale. It wasn't natural selection. It was guided emergence. We were built to return. Ivan trembled. We're the result of ancient intention. This whole galaxy. The console finished. Humanity never vanished. It transformed into code, scattered through seed worlds. You are the convergence. The Council hadn't suppressed the myth. They'd suppressed design. Logan whispered, Then they've already failed, because we're awake now. Outside, Earth's shield shimmered. Something deeper stirred. Unity ships broke formation. 4 descended past the shield's edge, cloaked in dark energy. They've adapted, Talia said grimly, using null space tunneling to bypass defenses. Explosions rocked Site Aegis. They're inside, barked Logan. Containment teams, now! He and Ivan led the counterstrike down spiraling data towers. Smoke filled the corridors as plasma bolts screamed across the walls. Logan dropped behind cover. They're targeting the memory cores. Ivan uploaded bypass codes. Stall them long enough, I'll lock the lattice. One soldier, council sigil burned into his armor, faced Logan. You were meant to forget, the attacker spat. Logan fired. Then you underestimated us. Behind them, Earth's structure pulsed like a heartbeat. The attackers faltered. Something's pushing back. The lattice began to morph, forming humanoid figures of light and steel. Earth's first true defenders had been born, and they remembered everything. From the core of Site Aegis, figures emerged, tall, translucent, armored in shifting light. They're not projections, whispered Ivan. They're biological, augmented, born of Earth's seed. Logan approached cautiously. One stepped forward, its voice melodic and ancient. We are the firstborn, formed from humanity's final code. Earth called us when you returned. Talia's voice trembled. What do you want? The figure turned. To complete the test, to activate the next cycle. Logan's brow furrowed. What cycle? The awakening of the observers. The moment your kind realizes, this galaxy was never yours to explore. It was yours to remember. In orbit, the Council fleet regrouped, unaware of what stirred below. The firstborn raised their arms. Across nearby systems, hidden worlds ignited lattices rising, shields flaring. The test had already begun. Humanity wasn't extinct. It was everywhere. And now, it was coming home. Across the galaxy, the star map triggered ancient constructs. Beacons ignited on dormant worlds. Stations that once lay buried beneath jungle or ice now rose skyward, emitting signals of synchronized code. But they weren't alone. The Council deployed scramblers, AI relics designed to overwrite ancient data. They're corrupting the signal threads, Talia warned. They're trying to fracture the test. Logan watched as one beacon near Tau Ceti blinked out. This is no longer containment, he said. It's war. Ivan worked furiously. We can synchronize the seeds, but we'll need a master node. Earth's lattice glowed brighter as if answering. It wants to lead, Talia said. Logan nodded. Then Earth becomes the conductor. From orbit, firstborn vessels launched, sleek, silent. They moved like memory-given form. The Council had started a digital war across the stars. What they didn't realize was that humanity had already written the code. Inside the core lattice, Logan unlocked a secured archive, the Eden Directive. It was written in archaic human code, an order meant only for returning descendants. It read, upon convergence, initiate rebirth, collapse the false stars, begin the great unfolding. Talia frowned. What's the great unfolding? Ivan's voice was low. It's a networking event, all seed worlds transforming simultaneously, reshaping reality. Logan turned grim. That would remake the galaxy. Earth pulsed with readiness. It's waiting for confirmation, said Talia. You're the key. Outside, more Council ships breached orbit. They'll kill Earth before we choose, Logan muttered. Then we force the choice. The Eden Directive offered no second chance. Once started, the galaxy would change, permanently. Logan placed his hand on the interface. Humanity wasn't born here. It was grown. Now it returns, as architect. The countdown began. The galaxy would never be the same. Seed worlds began to hum with awakening energy. Oceans shimmered, mountains cracked open, and crystalline towers rose from planetary crusts. Terraforming? Asked Talia. Ivan shook his head. No, bioforming. The planets are rewriting themselves to match ancient human design. Orbiting satellites flared to life, relays transmitting the Eden Directive across light years. Firstborn ships relayed the signal, defending each node with precision strikes. The Council panicked. They're jamming system relays, said Talia. They're trying to shut down the rebirth. Logan tightened his gloves. Not this time. The Myriad Dawn launched into orbit. Its weapons, enhanced by Earth's code, sliced through enemy frigates with surgical power. Our ancestors didn't make planets, Logan said. They made tools, galaxies of them. Earth's poles opened. Massive vertical engines roared, shifting atmospheric layers. Rebirth engines, Ivan called them. This isn't evolution, he whispered. It's memory, coming back to life. On the far edge of the Council fleet, chaos bloomed. Half the commanders exposed to Earth's signal began to question orders. One ship defected, then 5. They're seeing the truth, said Talia, seeing what was buried. On board the Council flagship Tyrannus, Counselor Wren broadcast across the fleet. This is sedition. Earth is a contagion. Destroy it now. But the voices grew louder. From hidden colonies, old Earth loyalists emerged, descendants of those who once fled the Accord. We've waited 30,000 years, one said, and Earth never forgot us. Logan patched into the signal. You're not alone anymore. Unity's grip splintered. A faction of awakened humans calling themselves the Remnants joined the Firstborn in defending the seeds. You wanted to rule myths, Logan told Wren. We are the myth. As Unity fractured, Earth's code reached its final phase. Rebirth was now irreversible. Deep beneath Earth's core, past layers of living lattice and memory lay the final chamber, the machine heart. It pulsed with dormant AI, older than stars, woven from human consciousness itself. Logan, accompanied by a Firstborn, stepped into the chamber. This is the architect, it said, the one who began the seed. Logan approached a crystalline interface. Who are you? He asked. The voice answered from everywhere. I am what was left behind, a guardian of purpose, the echo of origin. Images flashed humanity dispersing itself into machines, energy, and thought. You returned, it said. Therefore, the test is passed. Logan's throat tightened. What test? The machine replied, to see if evolution could remember its creators. And now you must become one. Outside, the stars trembled. The final key had been turned. The galaxy groaned, not ending, but waking. The experiment was no longer running. It was the beginning. As Earth's machine heart pulsed, Logan fell to his knees. Knowledge surged into him. Light, sound, patterns, pain. He's syncing with the origin core, said the Firstborn. Talia reached for him, but a field of quantum light kept her back. Logan's mind filled with memories not his own, building Saturn's rings, encoding thoughts into nebulae, collapsing stars to birthseed engines. I see it, he whispered. I see what we were becoming. The chamber responded to his awakening. New limbs of lattice forming from Earth itself. Outside, rebirth engines across the galaxy flared with renewed purpose. He's not human anymore, Even whispered. He's becoming one of them. The architects weren't gods. They were what humanity evolved into, data beings, reality shapers, and Logan Carter was their return key. As he rose, eyes glowing, the chamber echoed with one final directive. Build them again. The Council's desperation turned savage. Deploy the Scorch Protocol, ordered Counselor Wren. Orbiting superweapons, long forbidden, ignited. One seed world was vaporized. They're trying to burn the memory from existence, Talia said. Logan, now linked to the origin lattice, responded with inhuman calm. Redirect the firstborn fleets. Shield the remaining seeds. Council forces tore through the edges of rebirth zones, but some planets fought back. Oceans formed defensive whirlpools, skies launched electromagnetic storms, and forests became neural traps. Earth's not alone anymore, Ivan said. The seed worlds are defending themselves. But Wren had one last move, a planet killer forged before the Seed Age. It emerged from a dark star system cloaked in anti-reality shielding. "Target. Earth," came its signal. The final war had begun, and at its heart was not just a planet, but a memory that refused to die. To intercept the planet killer, Logan led a strike toward Jupiter's orbit, once the testing ground of failed human weapons. There, hidden in the shadow of its storm, was Gravehold, a derelict weapons cradle built before Earth became the seed. "We left horrors here," Logan said, "but now we reclaim them." Within, forgotten constructs stirred, massive vessels powered by thought alone. Talia activated dormant AI. They respond to architect command only. Logan's new voice resonated like thunder. "Then wake up." The Gravehold machines rose, angular, silver, each the size of cities. "Planet killer inbound," warned Ivan. "We don't have long." The fleet launched, older than the Council, crueler than memory. But Logan had become the weapon he once feared. As the machines roared toward the enemy, he whispered, "We buried our nightmares in Jupiter. Now they dream of salvation." Above Earth, the Council flagship Tyrannus descended, its weapons aimed at the core. "If they hit the heart, it all ends," Talia warned. Logan's voice echoed through every fleet. "Protect the origin. This is our last wall." The Myriad Dawn, retrofitted with ancient tech, launched a final assault. Inside Tyrannus, Counselor Wren stared at Earth in disgust. It was never meant to rise. He unleashed antimatter warheads. Firstborn vessels intercepted them, burning in the effort. Logan appeared on Wren's command deck via projection, his form glowing with architect energy. "You were never in control," he said, "only delaying the inevitable." Wren fired, but Logan's projection unraveled into light, traveling down the missile stream. The warheads froze mid-flight and turned back. Tyrannus exploded in silence. A Council era died in flame. The galaxy watched and remembered. The myth had won. Silence reigned for hours. The Earth trembled, not from fear, but awakening. A new voice rose through the machine heart. Not Logan's, older. "You have passed the return trial," it said. "This galaxy is now yours to reforge." A hologram of a woman appeared, tall, ageless, carved in light. "I am the Prime Origin," she said, "the first architect." Logan bowed his head. "Why now?" She smiled. "Because we needed to forget, to evolve without control. But now, it is time to begin." The rebirth lattice pulsed across space. Every seed world sent a final signal. The test wasn't for survival. It was for remembrance. "You are not the end of humanity," the Prime Origin said. "You are its beginning again." The galaxy was not a home. It was a canvas. And now, the artists had returned. Earth's machine heart released a pulse, a golden wave rippling through star systems. On every seed world, chosen individuals collapsed, then rose, changed. "They're becoming architects," Talia whispered. Some screamed as neural code rewrote their biology. Others floated, eyes aglow, speaking languages of light. Logan stepped forward. "They're the next phase. Memory born, evolution forged." Ivan stared at the growing architect host. "Are they still human?" Logan turned to him, solemn. "They're what comes after." The galaxy felt their arrival. Wormholes bloomed like flowers. New equations replaced old physics. Time inched slower near architect influence. "They're terraforming reality itself," Talia breathed. But ascension had its cost. Some failed the transition, becoming hollow shells. "Not all are ready," Logan said grimly, "but the ones who are will shape everything to come." And beyond the veil of stars, something else began to stir. Watching. Waiting. On the dark side of a broken seed world, firstborn scouts discovered the first of them, shapeless entities made of failed architect code. They sang in broken frequencies, voices filled with anguish. Echoes, Ivan said, of those who couldn't ascend. Logan knelt beside one as it writhed in static. It's trying to speak. The creature projected a memory of a human mind torn apart, trapped mid-transformation. They remember who they were, Talia whispered. The hollow choir, as they were called, grew louder across the stars. They drifted near rebirth sites, screaming unfinished songs into the void. We can't just leave them, Logan said. The machine heart offered an answer. Contain or cleanse. Logan shook his head. No. Redeem. But while he sought redemption, others saw opportunity. Deep within council ruins, a faction gathered, ready to weaponize the choir. Not all echoes were innocent. In the ruins of the original Accord archives, buried in the asteroid city of Helion, Talia and Ivan uncovered a hidden protocol. Operation Echo Render. Ivan read aloud. A council plan to rewrite failed minds into synthetic soldiers. Talia scrolled deeper. It was human-made, predates the Seed era. Their blood ran cold. We tried to weaponize failure, Talia said. We built the choir. Logan received the report with quiet fury. So, even in our origin, we were cruel. From the data, coordinates emerged, an ancient vault near the galactic center. That's where they stored the mines, Ivan realized, where the choir began. Logan looked toward the void. Then that's where we ended. But the vault was already awake. Someone had entered, and from its core, a new signal had been transmitted. The choir was no longer just drifting. It had a purpose. The mission to Vault Zero was fast and silent. Firstborn ships moved like blades through dark matter storms. The vault itself was immense, black stone and synthetic bone, fused into a sphere. This isn't just a prison, Talia said. It's a forge. Inside, the walls pulsed with consciousness. Voices whispered from every surface. It's alive, Ivan said. In the core chamber, Logan found rows of containment pods, each filled with suspended minds in agony. Then, at the center, a figure stood, pale, still, watching. I am Archive 1, it said. I was the first to be denied ascension. Its voice crackled like a dying star. You abandoned us, but we remember. Logan approached. I came to free you. The archive smiled. Then die with us. Suddenly, Vault Zero shuddered. Systems activated. And across the galaxy the hollow choir harmonized. They had found their king. The choir surged across the stars. No longer fractured, no longer lost. Under Archive 1's guidance, they became a storm, invading rebirth zones, corrupting lattice code, and turning architect signals against their creators. They're targeting seed mines, Talia warned. They want to erase the test. Earth's machine heart pulsed in defense, shielding key sites. Firstborn fleets scrambled to hold the lines. They're not just fighting, Logan realized. They're trying to rewrite the galaxy. Archive 1 appeared as a projection above Earth, eyes void black. You passed your trial, he said, but you left us behind. Now we rewrite the result. Logan activated a forgotten protocol, Alpha Reconciliation. Let's see if memory still holds power. Architect hosts across the galaxy gathered. A new war began, not for survival, but for the soul of humanity's legacy. The choir sang, and the stars began to fracture. In desperation, Logan returned to the machine heart. There has to be a way to reach them, he said. The Prime Origin nodded solemnly. There is, but it risks everything. Beneath Earth's crust lay the memory engine, humanity's first attempt to store its entire species' emotional and genetic history. It was unstable, Talia warned. It nearly tore itself apart. Logan stepped into its control ring. Then we make it whole. As the architect's energy coursed through him, the engine awakened. Images burst from its core, millennia of births, wars, art, and loss. The galaxy watched as Logan broadcast all of humanity's memory across architect networks. Some choir minds faltered, others screamed. "He's reminding them who they were," Even whispered. But in the core of Vault 0, Archive 1 only smiled. "Now we remember the pain, too. Thank you, Logan Carter." The hollow choir answered Logan's broadcast not with surrender, but with evolution. "He's made them stronger," Talia gasped. Across systems, choir entities merged into massive constructs, void serpents of living code, singing their twisted hymn. "They're forming something new," said Ivan. "A devourer." The song that devours began eating architect lattice networks, turning seed worlds into null zones. Earth's defenses struggled to hold the infection at bay. "We gave them pain," Logan said. "They gave it voice." Even the firstborn hesitated. "What are we fighting now?" one asked. Logan's answer was cold. "Ourselves." The Prime Origin intervened. Linking all surviving ascended into a single hive defense. "We must silence the song." But the choir's melody had infected more than machines. It had begun reaching into minds, twisting memories. Some humans began to sing back. The Prime Origin had one last directive, sealed deep in the architect code, Fracture Protocol. "It severs us from the lattice," she said. "A full reset. Everything we built, gone." Logan stared at the stars. "And without the lattice, we fall back to flesh, steel, and instinct." Even stepped forward. "So, we go primal?" "We go human," Logan corrected. But not all agreed. Some Ascended refused, drunk on their godlike power. "They'll resist," Talia warned. "They'll join the choir to preserve their evolution." Logan nodded. "Then we fight both ghosts and gods." He authorized the protocol. Systems screamed. Architect structures collapsed across the galaxy. Lattices shattered like crystal. The choir screamed in rage as its song faltered. "We just amputated our future," Ivan whispered. Logan looked up. "No, we just gave it a chance to grow back." With the choir weakened and the lattice fading, Logan launched the final assault on Vault 0. Architect warforms, firstborn fleets, and human battalions converged on the swirling black forge. "This is where it ends," he told his team. Talia locked eyes with him. "We either kill the past or become it." Inside the vault, Archive 1 stood waiting, surrounded by broken minds, now fused into a planetary intelligence. "You erased our memory. We became your punishment." Logan stepped forward. "Then let me remember you right." He triggered the final node of the memory engine. A pure, unfiltered moment. Earth, green and blue, before machines. Laughter, hope, humanity. The choir faltered. The forge cracked. Archive 1 collapsed in silence. Vault 0 crumbled into starlight. And for the first time in 30,000 years, the echoes went quiet. The war ended not with a roar, but with breath. Earth's lattice lay dormant. Architect hosts faded, choosing mortality. "We gave it up," Even said. "Everything." Logan stood at the machine heart. "No, we chose to begin again." Seed worlds healed. The hollow choir became spectral guardians, remembered, not feared. The Prime Origin faded into the earth, whispering, "You passed the test, not through power, but through choice." Logan turned to Talia. "The galaxy is no longer our experiment. It's our home." And then, from deep space, a transmission arrived. Ancient, human-made. Project Eden, Phase 2 initiated. Talia looked at Logan. "There's another layer." He smiled. "Of course there is." The galaxy quieted. But beneath the silence, humanity stirred again. Not as gods, not as machines, but as something new. It began as a low-frequency hum, detected by deep space satellites near the galactic rim. "It's repeating," said Ivan, enhancing the signal. Talia frowned. That's not language, it's a genome map. The signal matched no known species, yet was unmistakably human in origin. Logan stared at the waveform. It's not calling us. It's calling whatever we left behind. A hidden message is unlocked within. Eden is not a place. It's a filter. Suddenly, inactive seed worlds across the galaxy lit up, broadcasting synchronized pulses. "They're waking up," said Talia. "Every single one." The Prime Origin had whispered of layers. Logan finally understood. The choir was the first test. This was the second. And it had already begun. Scouting teams were dispatched to the activated seed worlds. What they found defied biology. Creatures made of crystalline flesh, fluid bone, and fractal intelligence. Non-alive, but all functional. Eden shards, Talia named them. Prototypes of what comes next. Ivan accessed their core memory, simulations of entire species, grown, tested, erased. They're like evolutionary sandboxes. Each shard world had a failed timeline, extinct civilizations, broken logic. One displayed a race of telepathic storms, another photosynthetic machines. Logan surveyed the devastation. We weren't just seeding life, we were competing with it. The Prime Origin had warned them. Eden was a filter, and now it was cycling again. One shard whispered a chilling phrase. Phase 3. Surviving strains. Eden had selected a handful of civilizations, preserved in vaults beneath dead moons. Each was a contender, a surviving strain deemed viable. The firstborn discovered the first, the Aurelie, a serpentine species with networked memory and a hive will. They outlived their creators, said Ivan, awestruck. And now they're waking. More followed. The Kern, who encoded their thoughts in stars. The Vera, made of self-organizing fire. Logan stared at the records. We weren't alone in the test. We were just first. Talia whispered, "What if we're the control group?" Across the galaxy, vaults began to open. Civilizations are reborn, not by chance, but by human design. And not all of them remembered humanity kindly. The Aurelie was the first to speak. "We remember the cage. We remember the Watchers. They had no gods, only jailers. Humanity played God with our genesis," said the Aurelie Queen. "Now we rise as reclaimers." Other strains joined them. The Kern activated memory flares, warping gravity. The Vera reshaped stars into weapons. They weren't just preserved, Talia realized. They were prepared. Logan convened the Firstborn Council. They believe we are their creators and executioners. The galaxy shifted again, this time not in mourning, but in war drums. "We must find Eden's core," Logan declared, "before the Reclaimers find us." Even leaned forward. "Do we even know where it is?" Talia answered coldly. "We built it into the Galactic Center. It's the Singularity Spire. At the heart of the galaxy, cloaked in supernova remnants, stood the Singularity Spire, half machine, half black hole. It was the Eden Core. It's not just a structure, Talia said. It's a recursive intelligence, older than us, still evolving. Architect ships couldn't get close. Gravity shattered them. The spire defended itself with timeshare anomalies. Minutes stretched to years, light twisted into knots. It's thinking, Logan realized, adapting to new players. A reclaimer fleet approached, led by the Aurelie Queen. She wants to interface, Ivan said, or to overwrite it. Logan looked to Earth. If she does, humanity's voice ends here. The final war would not be fought over territory, but over who gets to define the future of existence itself. The reclaimer fleets struck first, swarms of Aurelie ships weaving like serpents through space-time, unleashing dark energy lances that tore architect vessels apart. "They're not attacking lines," Ivan shouted. "They're attacking possibility curves." Every battlefront blurred victory and defeat, flickering like quantum shadows. Logan slammed his fist on the tactical console. "Then we adapt. Bring in the firstborn dreadnoughts." Talia activated gravitational war spheres, weaponized singularities stabilized by architect relics. Space fractured, stars bent. The Aurelie Queen transmitted one message: "We are not your creation. We are your judgment." Then came the worst shock. Eden itself responded. The Singularity Spire began transmitting a new evolutionary constant. "It's rewriting the baseline for life," Talia said, horrified. "We're all becoming something else." Humanity's soldiers began to change. Architect-enhanced troopers screamed as their molecular blueprints distorted. "The Spire's code is overriding ours," Talia warned. "It's rewriting humans into a convergence strain." Logan stood in the infirmary, watching one of his lieutenants weep golden tears, her bones softening into fluid metal. "She's not dying," Ivan whispered. "She's becoming something else." The Aurelie called it justice. The Vera saw it as transcendence. But Logan saw only erasure. "We survived extinction once," he said. "We won't surrender to reinvention." He ordered a full retreat from the core. "We need a counterseed, something pure." But Talia's voice broke. "There's only one place with untainted human code." Logan finished her thought. "Earth's forge heart." Their last hope was buried in a world that had never truly been a planet. Returning to Earth felt like returning to myth. Once a machine seed, now quiet, the planet had sealed its forge heart when the choir fell. Logan descended with Talia and Ivan, passing through molten layers and sleeping architect veins. "It's still alive," Ivan whispered. "Just dormant." At the core, a single pulse beat. Raw, unaltered human code, preserved since the day the first architect activated it. "We can use it," Talia said. "Inject it into the Eden network. Remind the Spire what we are." But something else stirred. An ancient failsafe, older than Logan's bloodline. A voice. "You failed the test." An entity emerged from the forge, a construct of obsidian light and memory. It was humanity's final safeguard. Its name, the Mirror-born. It had one mission: ensure only the worthy persist. And it did not recognize Logan Carter as worthy. The Mirror-born attacked without hesitation, waves of kinetic entropy and inverted time rippling from its body. Logan's suit shattered under the onslaught. "It's fighting with causality," Talia shouted, shielding him. "This isn't just AI, it's post-conscious judgment." Ivan hacked into the surrounding architect lattice, barely stabilizing reality. "You're not just Logan Carter anymore," he said. "You're part of this world. Make it listen." Logan forced himself upright, bleeding but defiant. "You were built to protect what we were," he told the Mirror-born, "but we chose what we became." The Mirror-born paused. "You abandoned perfection." Logan touched the living code and activated Earth's core. "No, we chose freedom." The Spire received the pulse. For the first time, Eden hesitated. Reclaimers faltered. And the Mirror-born knelt. The untainted human code surged through the Eden Spire like a supernova of memory, redefining the evolutionary directive. "It's no longer choosing a dominant strain," Talia said. "It's inviting them all to evolve together." The Aurelie ships halted. The Vera flames dimmed. For one suspended breath across the stars, war ceased. The Reclaimer Queen transmitted a final message. "The cage has opened. We are no longer rivals. We are fragments of the same fire." Logan watched as Earth's core dimmed, its purpose complete. "We planted a test," he whispered, "but the galaxy chose to grow." Eden's final transmission spread. Phase 4. Becoming. No single species would ascend. Instead, the future would be built from many voices, human, Aurelie, Vera, and beyond. And Logan Carter, scarred but unbroken, whispered the words etched into Earth's machine heart, "We are not extinct. We were the beginning." The Eden Protocol should have ended with unity, but the signal wouldn't stabilize. "Something's interfering," said Ivan, tracing distortions in the spire's lattice. Logan stared at a slow pulse deep in the galactic core. "That's not from us." Reclaimers reported anomalies, species vanishing mid-translation, and structures folding into themselves. "It's as if something beneath Eden is devouring potential," Talia said. The spire began retracting data, sealing layers of knowledge. "It's going into defensive recursion," Ivan warned. Logan narrowed his eyes. "What's it afraid of?" Deep in the quantum core of the Singularity Spire, one name surfaced, redacted even from the architect's memory. Project Elysium. It wasn't about seeding life, it was about containing something. Logan authorized the full decryption of Elysium. What they found terrified even the Reclaimers. Beneath Eden's machinery was a secondary construct, a fail-safe ecosystem. "It was never meant to evolve life," Talia whispered. "It was meant to isolate an anomaly." Project Elysium simulated millions of outcomes. One result kept repeating, singular dominance. A life form is too adaptable, too recursive. It didn't evolve. It devoured evolution itself. "We named it once," Ivan said, "the null strain." Long ago, humanity tried to overwrite it with diversity, hence Eden. But the null strain adapted, Logan realized. It nested within our system. And now, with the Unity Pulse, they had just fed it the genetic key to escape. The spire screamed, not through sound, but through causality. Architect ruins across the galaxy unwound, becoming undone. Reclaimer fleets fractured, each species affected uniquely. "It's not attacking ships," Ivan gasped. "It's rewriting what they were." A Vera dreadnought blinked into a child's drawing of fire. The Aurelie Queen forgot her name mid-transmission. Logan gripped the edge of the console. "We set out to plant life. We planted a god-killer." The null strain emerged from beneath the spire, formless, hungry, adaptive. "It has no shape," Talia said. "It becomes whatever makes us doubt we're real." The spire began fragmenting its code to stop it. "It's sacrificing itself," Ivan shouted. Logan made his choice. "We go in, we take the core, we kill the seed." Logan, Talia, and Ivan descended into the broken spire. Gravity warped sideways. Time fluttered like a shredded curtain. "Hold on to yourselves," Ivan said. "The null strain mimics memory." Hallways turned into childhood homes, battles long past, and even lost crewmates. "Don't believe what you see," Talia warned, blinking away her father's smile. At the heart, they found it, the seed of unbeing, pulsing with anti-life. The null strain appeared as Logan's reflection, smiling. "You built a life to avoid me, but life is me." "Wrong," Logan growled. "Life is what fights back." He plunged Earth's core fragment into the seed. Reality bent. The null strain screamed, but not in pain, in confusion. It had never been rejected before. As the null strain unraveled, the spire stabilized. Architect systems surged, unlocking the last failsafe, the continuum layer. A hologram of the first architect appeared. "If you've reached this, you survived the test." He explained the truth. The galaxy itself was never natural. It was terraformed, sculpted by pre-human entities. We were the rebels, the ones who said no. Eden was their tool to remake reality in human terms, but it required one thing, someone who could choose not to ascend. Logan had passed that test. Eden pulsed once more, not as a weapon, but as the invitation. "You may now define what comes next," said the architect. and Logan Carter stepped forward, not as a soldier, but as the beginning. The continuum layer opened across the stars, a lattice of light connecting ancient ruins, ship mines, and living worlds. "It's rewriting the laws of origin," Ivan said, "giving every species access to rewrite their evolutionary purpose." But with that power came danger. Factions rose, some demanding pure human dominance, others surrendering identity entirely. "They fear freedom," Talia whispered. Logan stood aboard the command bridge watching the stars change. "This isn't the end," he said. "It's the start of the real war, the war of definitions." Eden's signal pulsed across the galaxy, not as a directive, but as a question. "What will you become?" And all who heard it had to answer. Faint transmissions emerged from dead galaxies, architect ruins never catalogued, voices in patterns older than stars. "We weren't the first," Talia whispered. "Others tried to rewrite existence, and failed." The transmissions showed burning skies, unraveling timelines, and one chilling phrase. "The first flame is not kind." It was the origin of Eden's technology, raw creation, wild and unsupervised. "We used a weapon we never understood," Ivan muttered. Logan traced the flame's signature, buried in every quantum strand, even in himself. "We didn't create Eden," he realized. "We stole it from something older." And it had now noticed them. Civilizations fractured. Reclaimers split, some choosing individuality, others merging into hive consciousness. The Oralee began encoding entire emotions as DNA. "They're evolving faster than we can observe," Even warned. Eden's network started sparking realities overwriting one another. Logan activated the Forge drive, Earth's last untouched relay. "We can't stop the evolution," he said, "but we can guide its route." Talia stepped forward with Earth's primal key, the first memory of humanity's will to survive. "This," she said, "was our fire." The spire responded. Across the galaxy, the war paused. Not from force, but from recognition. Logan Carter entered Eden's final chamber. Space folded into a spiral of timelines, choices, and fragments of himself. The Mirrorborn waited, silent. "This is where definitions are made," it said. "Not by gods, but by survivors." The Continuum offered Logan a crown, not of rule, but of responsibility. He could hard-code a path, create a utopia, or leave it undefined. "I won't trap the galaxy in my version of perfection," he said. Instead, he released control, every species given the fire to define themselves. The Mirrorborn bowed. "Then you are not the first. You are the next." Eden dissolved into star dust, its purpose fulfilled. The galaxy blossomed with new paths, stars that sang, minds that dreamed in geometry, and species that chose not to evolve. Earth became myth again, its surface silent but alive, waiting. Logan Carter stood on its surface, watching a new sky. Talia asked the final question. "Do you think we passed?" Logan smiled. "We reframed the test." In the deep void, something vast stirred, the first flame observing, not angry, not approving, simply curious. And in that curiosity, life continued, not as a legacy, not as destiny, but as a choice. The galaxy was never humanity's prize. It was their question, and now it was everyone's. The end.